If you click this video just to download the instrumental of Tory Lanez featuring Chris Brown, The Take, all you have to do is hit the description link below and you're going to be downloading the track stem, the whatever you want, the MP3, the wave. On my website, all you have to do is subscribe. Just follow the instructions.
She know what it is when I'm in the town. She loving my sound and I'm in my pounds. She out of my pounds and making me proud. She wasn't my dream, now she's sticking around. Calling me dad, I ain't never got daughter. Certified chick fly down the others.
If you are here just to watch how the mixing and the mastering of the song Tory Lanez featuring Chris Brown, The Take, was made, I made a remake of the song sounding quite similar in my opinion, and I'm going to show you how I did everything. So I'm going to be showing you on Izotope Nectar 3 and Izotope Ozone 8. So those are the two major things I'll be using, and my DAW is Pro Tools, but you can do this on any DAW. So a quick overview of this is like these. First of all, I don't need these two things. Let me quickly delete all these muted things. They are for my references. So I use the track stem because it gives me more function, control, and stuff like that.
She know what it is when I'm in the town. She loving my sound and I'm in my pounds. She out of my pounds and making me proud. She wasn't my dream, now she's sticking around. Calling me dad, I ain't never.
So basically that's going to be happening a lot because I'm using a lot of things on my PC RAM and I don't know why it's that updated. It's been crazy on my PC RAM. So the first thing I did was the main Vox. I'm going to show you how I did everything one after the other. So
she know what it is when I'm in the town. She loving my sound and I'm in my pounds. She out of my.
I want to solo that. So here it is. I think I've soloed it. Oh yeah, this is.
Sound and I'm in my pounds. She out of my pounds and making me proud. She wasn't my dream.
So I use Izotope Nectar for that. Let me show you the raw sound.
She know what it is when I'm in the town. She loving my sound and I'm in my pounds. She out of my pounds and making me proud. She wasn't my dream, now she's sticking around, calling me dad.
So the first thing I did was load Izotope Nectar. Okay, that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say vocal assistant. And I clicked on this next. Then it asks you to play this song. This tutorial is not going to be for beginners because I'll be skipping a lot of things because there's so many details in this. And if I want to do a tutorial covering everything, I might take like freaking 1 hour. So I did vocal assist and I pressed it, analyzed, then it gave me the basic template for a clean vocal. So it gave me the gate EQ, the SR and EQ2, then the compressor. Those are the things it came up with. So I had to put on the knob of this one. Then for this one,
she know what it is when I'm in the town. She loving my sound and I'm in my pounds.
You can see how the dips are following the particular frequency and all like that. So for me to achieve that, when it gave me the basic settings, yours will be like this. So I clicked on this arrow and click track frequency, which means frequency here. So anytime I'm playing it, if this dip is needed to be here, but then the particular frequency is shifting to this side, depending on how I'm talking, it's going to follow that frequency to wherever it's going to make sure the dip is still there so that the vocal will be as clean as possible. That's magical and I really like that. Then the DSR, basically to take off my sibilance. And the EQ2, this one to cut off the model part of the muddiness from my Vox, the part that is going to mess up with the mix. Then it gave it a little bit of shine on the higher part of my voice. Then the compressor, I just didn't touch it because basically it's doing the right job here. Modern compression for trap artists. So I added up this saturation, and to add anything to this preset, all you need to do is click on this plus button here. And my saturation, just to make it like, you know, sound a little bit more like modern voices. Tory Lanez voice to add a little bit of saturation in it. So I put retro 96%, dulled the shine a little bit. Then the mix level is just 15 here. Then I added reverb. The reverb was there before, so I put it up, turned the knob to 30 and dipped the middle so it will interfere with my main vocals, because this is where my main vocals is going to be for the most part.
She know what it is when I'm in the town. She loving my sound and I'm in my pounds. She out of my pounds and make.
So basically with the old mix is gonna sound like
me dad. She know what it is when I'm in the town. She loving my sound and I'm in my pounds.
I like working in buses, so the reason why I have so many weird things going on is because I send the audio track of the signal.
She know what it is when I'm in the town.
So I sent it here. Then after that, I send the old audio signals from the auxes. I send them to this main group here. For this Vox aux here.
She know what it is when I'm.
And the reason why I did that is because I'm going to put a compressor on here. I'll tell you more about that later. For the main Vox, I created a space in the beat for my main Vox only. And the way I achieved that was I put up Izotope Relay here. This second one is for the main vox. The other one is for my rap. So when I loaded up Izotope Relay, then I clicked on Nectar again, Vocal Assist again. Then I clicked on Unmask. I'll cover our space for the vocal by comparing it to another audio track and correcting frequency masking. So basically, you press next and you start playing. Then it will do its magic. It will make your whole mix sound cleaner by making your vocal sit in the middle of the whole instrumental. And to achieve that, I first of all grouped every track stem from the beat, then sent it to a bus. And this is the bus here. So this is.
She know what it is when I'm in the town. She loving my sound and I'm in my.
So I grouped everything, sent it to the bus here. Then I put a relay on it. Then use the master assist here. Just to recap, then on the mask and everything. But then I'll check the first one here because we've done it before. We don't want to do it second time. So that's all about the main vox. The next thing is the background vox, which you can hear in the chorus here.
Let me take you down, show you around the old town. Though I'm not quick.
Sorry. So let me see.
Let me take you down, show you around the whole town. Not Chris Brown, show you how to drive, yeah.
So I just copied this here, dragged it, copied it, then it's gonna be a background vox, right? So it has to be in a different part of the room. So that's how I imagine it. Then I loaded up harmony here, click harmony, then I put it before the reverb, after the saturation. So you have to put I put the S voices, solo voices only, meaning the voices in the middle.
Run the whole town, not Chris Brown, show you how to drive, yeah.
Meaning the voices in the middle, my original voice is gonna be muted on mute. So the ones in the side are gonna be the one I'm gonna be using. So the pitch variation, I reduced it from 25% to 20%. Then the time variation left on the 20% because it gets weird when it gets too much there. So the next thing I did, the second vox.
Take it down, run the whole town, not Chris Brown. I can show you how to drive, yeah.
So basically, this is what I did. I copied that same thing again, but I also had the harmony this time. The harmony to me is like imagining like many artists inside a room. They're not going to be singing from the same spot. So the harmony is like opportunity to like space them out in different positions. So for the second background voice,
let me take it down, run the whole town, not Chris Brown, show you how to drive, yeah.
What I did then, I added width here, 10. I added width for the whole background voxes. So vocals, voxes, that's what I call them. Probably wrong, I don't know. I call vocals voxes. So what I did now was that I reduced the pitch variation from 25% to 11% for this one. Then the time variation is 70% because I don't want too many background voices sounding like I'm a robot. Then I give it low cuts here. So I dipped the low a little bit so it will sound different from the other one. That's basically what I did for the whole vocals for the singing part. Then the rap part, just something basic, vocal assistant, it's easy to mix rap. So this is how the rap sounded like. The same technique for the rap, but when you know what your knobs are doing, what they're there for, you know how to like get it fit.
Wanna know how you got in those tight jeans, look right with the spices ring.
So you can tell here the saturation in this one was lower of the voices and the rap was lower. And
wanna know how you got in those tight jeans, look right with the
and then there was no harmony, and then basically there was no auto-tune. I grouped everything, then I sent it to this vox, basically to load in the compressor there because I want the kicks of my beat to punch really hard because Tory Lanez on to punch really hard.
Wanna know how you got in those tight jeans, look right with the spices, rings hanging nicely, smooth glow. So
to do that in FL Studio, in Pro Tools, you just put a bus, you send the bus to I put a pre-fader here. So I send the bus to like bus 17. Then here I put the compressor. Then I told it to receive the signal from bus 17. Yes, so I sidechained everything. Now this is what I did for the sidechaining. I control the signal to be cut from the 36 decibels the 45 hertz, I cut it off. Then I let the signal run up to 380 hertz because I don't want every part of the kick to be controlling the signal of my Vox. I only want the ones that will be interfering with the frequency of the kicks.
Wanna know how you got in those tight jeans? Look right with the spices, rings hanging nicely, smooth glowing dark skin. My lord is a genius to make it this attractive.
So if you pay close attention, although that was a very fast preview, you see that there were some dips every time the kick wants to knock. And the other thing I did was like the main instrumentals, talking about these ones. Although I already did it in the mix of the original beat, but it wasn't loud enough by the time I rendered it from the FL Studio project. So I added more amplitude. I gave it higher amplitude here. Then I gave it this Brauer Motion that gives it panning left to right all through the song without me having to automate anything. So you can see here. So I copied this effect, copied it in the second one. But instead of just doing the same thing, I switched the faces. So it's going to be like from left to right, down, from right to left. So that's what I did for the old mix. Now the next thing is the mastering. So this is the mastering of the Take Tory Lanez. And why I use this Izotope Ozone. The first thing you should know is that you have to turn down the volume from 0 if it was on 0 dB. Because when you leave it the normal 0 dB, if you didn't turn it down from the mix before rendering it, it's going to be hitting the edges of the Vox here. So it gives you very little room for you to touch things in the mastering. So you'll be walking backwards, so you won't have space to do a lot of things in the mastering. And if you do it, it's going to sound weird. So you leave it on something that will give you some space in the top because it's going to be louder. And before the mastering, this is what I did. Let me shut that down.
She know what it is when I'm in the town. She loving my sound and I'm in my pounds. She adding my pounds and making me proud. She wasn't my dream, now she's sticking around. Calling me dad, I ain't never got daughter. Certified chick fly down the others. Bunny the bridges.
Then after the mastering, this is how it sounds like.
She know what it is when I'm in the town. She loving my sound and I'm in my pounds. She adding my pounds and making me proud. She wasn't my dream, now she's sticking around.
Apart from the fact that the volume is louder, you can notice that it became broader, and there is some, if I played the loudest part of the whole song, you notice that there's some very annoying frequencies that were really tuned down. So the first thing I did after loading up, reducing the amplitude there, is load up the Izotope Ozone 8, use the master assistant. No, before the master assistant, let me first loop the busiest parts of the whole song. And sorry for the loudness, turn it down a little.
Don't care where the head is at, show off everywhere. Let me take you down, show you around the whole town.
So I'm going to be using that as a reference. And since we are trying to mix our song to sound like another song, master our song to sound like another song, when you load up Ozone, the first thing you want to do is hit the reference, and you also won't have anything here. It's going to be empty. So you're going to press the addition button here, or the one that you see on the middle of yours. So when you press it, it's going to take you to your file explorer, locate, navigate where the song is, then click on it. Then you're going to listen to the song. I don't want to listen to the song, but this is the button to listen to the song. So you're going to listen to the song and use the reference of the loudest part, the part that sounds like the one that you want to master to. So when you do that, you click on master assist, then you click on reference, then you press next, and it will tell you play the audio. Then when you play the audio, it will give you a starting point for you to start mastering. So what it gave me is a basic EQ graph, so that it will match up the one that I'm using as reference. Then it gave me this dynamic thing, but I have to put on the knob here. Then this dynamic thing is basically a multi-band compressor. Then it gave me this dynamic EQ. Basically, it's gonna cut the dips off, just like the way the Izotope Nectar 2 cleaned up my vocals by giving it some dips in the part that were a bit harsh. So basically, this is what this is referring to. Then spectral shaper, I had to add this one myself, because before I talk about this two, which I added myself, the maximizer basically make things louder in comparison to your reference track. Then the spectral shaper, I added it myself by clicking on the add button here. What it did basically was turn down some harsh frequencies because of my mic and my loud mix.
Let me take it down, show you around the old town. Though I'm not Chris Brown, I can show you how to trap, yeah, yeah. Take it out and bring it up, yeah, yeah. Take it down and bring it back up.
So what how I detected that was, this is the graph you will see by clicking on this. So I soloed it to know the frequency I didn't like to hear. Sounded like a radio. I want to turn it down a little. So I use this listen. After knowing the frequency range, I clicked on the listen here. So this is representing the things I'm cutting off. So I control this fader here to know exactly the tone I need to cut off. There's nothing here. It's dark here. I don't have a problem with my mic here. But here I have a problem. So let me undo all that. So this is what I chose then. That's basically it. So the next thing is the imager. In the real song by Tory Lanez, there is the middle part of the whole song, the main instrumental had this wide range of sound going on through it, and it was going from left to right. So I saw that I didn't achieve that enough in the mix, and in order to achieve that enough in my master, I just loaded up the imager here. Then this is the range I was controlling, the middle range here. So I left it on 74 or something, just to give it more width in that particular frequency. So that was it for the whole mastering, and I enjoyed the effects, and it was pretty close to the real song. You can do your comparison yourself by listening to the one on my SoundCloud and listen to the Tory Lanez actual song. And if you want to send me projects over for you to mix professionally, I'm gonna do it. Just use the link that leads you to my website, and it's Helpful Monday. This is what I do every Monday. And I think I'm going into this series of decoding the industry mixing secrets or something. So peace out. Thanks for watching.